bring it.
Well, I mean, I need to ask about the repercussions from what we saw Tyler do to Caroline.
Well, I think in tomorrow's episode, we obviously see that Tyler needs some help to break this sire bond, and so he goes and he seeks out Bill Forbes. And he obviously figures that Bill Forbes was able to resist compulsion, that maybe he can help Tyler in some way break this sire bond to Klaus.
And how is he going to deal with the possible blossoming relationship between Klaus and Caroline?
I don't know what's going to happen with that. I highly doubt that there's going to be another love triangle, and it'll be Klaus, Tyler, and Caroline. But I do know his main focus right now is to get better, to kind of break this bond that he has with Klaus.
What did you think of that development between Klaus and Caroline? You're like another hybrid, like stepping in my
I mean, I'll be honest, it's because I remember reading it and I was like, okay, they're gonna go maybe like they're gonna have this little romance, these two. I didn't think much of it. I'm like, okay, I don't think that'll last. But then I watched the episode and I was like, oh man, once they put the music in, and then Joseph's got, he's just getting all emotional. I'm like, oh man. So it was a really, really good scene. But yeah, I hope it doesn't last. I don't like that.
You got her a way better birthday gift.
I know, right? Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. But we'll see how long it lasts. I hope it doesn't last.
He said "I love you" for the first time to Caroline. That was kind of a big deal.
Yes.
Is
Yes, it
she
was.
the reason that he's working so hard to break the bond? Because he was kind of a
Absolutely. Absolutely, because in that episode, Klaus says, "I need you to buy Caroline," and that's where he's drawing the line. He doesn't want to run any of these errands for him anymore. He knows that Klaus is a bad person. Before it was all fun, and he felt like he was a chosen one from Klaus and the first successful hybrid, and he can compel people now, so it was awesome. And now he just sees that, all this new power is just, being used for evil things. It's not for good.
Would you like to see Tyler maybe one day become a villain on the show? Do you think that'd be cool, or?
It'd be fun to play, but our fans are so diehard that I know I get a lot of hate by our fans. But it'd be fun to play around, depending on like the reason for it. Because you could be a villain, but you can kind of do good at being the villain. You can kind of, depending on which characters you're messing around with. But I'd like to, I guess, not so much be a villain, but just have a lot more power over other characters in our supernatural world. That'd be nice.
You mentioned that in tomorrow's episode he goes to Bill for some help. How much interaction do you have with Candace in tomorrow's episode to kind of deal with what was just done?
Like any boyfriend or any relationship, if you do something wrong, you wouldn't find somebody but say,
Wow.
Yeah, well.
You don't know my life.
Okay. But you're gonna go and apologize immediately, and so that's what he does right at the beginning of our episode tomorrow, and
Is she open to that, to hearing it?
a little bit. I mean, he goes. Say someone did you wrong, and then your boyfriend does you wrong, and then your boyfriend goes to your father and brings him into it. I think that's pretty serious, or that's pretty big apology. That's trying. I know that much. Mm-hmm. So she's a little receptive towards it.
Okay. When Klaus sort of compelled Stefan's now on like this mission of vengeance and gone crazy. Is Tyler gonna be, trying to get retribution for Klaus kind of screwing up his whole entire life? He's lost all of his friends.
I would like to think eventually, for sure, but at this point it's just about how do I break this? How do I become, how do I have my free will? How can I just stop doing whatever Klaus tells me? Is it even possible? We don't know for sure, but we know there's some things you have to do to get to that if you want to try. And it's not the easiest process, but Tyler's going to try.
As Tyler's trying to fight this compulsion, is Klaus going to make him do anything else in the meantime?
I think Tyler's going to just try and stay away from Klaus as much as possible. Trying to just stay, out of his eyesight and everything. Just, try and forget about me. And that's what he's just going to stay away.
Is there still a lot that Tyler has to learn about really how much Klaus controls him, or the types of things that he could have him do?
Yes. In tomorrow's episode, we find out just how deep this sire bond is and how serious it is and what Tyler has to do, if it's even possible, to break it. Tyler, at this point, I don't think he knows, how deep in this is to if Klaus wants you to do something. Whether you want to, or you think you're not going to do it, you're going to end up doing it. And that's a scary thought. He almost killed Caroline. It's really, really
How much
scary.
worse could it get?
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna see tomorrow.
Do you see him in any danger at all? I mean, Stefan and Damon seem to love killing all these hybrids. It's really
Yeah,
easy.
yeah, right.
It's really
it's just
easy.
you just rip off the head, right? Is that how it's done?
No target on your back?
I don't think so, because they got their own problems and issues. They got their own little love triangle going on. So I think he's just like, go
You
do
still have your head at the end.
Yeah,
of
go
the process.
do your thing and fight over her. I got my own woman to fight over and trying to make this right over here. So I think it just stays away.
What are the interactions like with you and Caroline's dad?
Shirtless.
Tyler's shirtless, believe it or not. Tyler's shirtless, yes. They have an okay relationship now, Caroline and her father, so it's one of those things where you have Tyler asking for help, but then also I feel in Bill's eyes, it's like, okay, you have a serious problem. I know how serious your problem is, and you're trying to date my daughter when you almost killed her. So he's got some issues he wants to address to Tyler as well, and wants to make him better. And it's almost an ultimatum. Like, if you want to date my daughter, you're gonna have to break this sire bond. Tyler's like, okay, well, how do we do this? And so that's where Tyler's little journey starts right now, where it's trying to break this, and it's not easy task. It's difficult.
Maybe like initiation rituals, like therapy sessions. I'm trying to think of how it's going to play out.
Physical therapy sessions.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, tons of fun.